What's up, boys and girls? We have had an update on the car. Lost second gear again, so I am going to be changing the whole setup on the car, changing the transmission, because I am done dealing with the 5R55S inside this car. So this weekend, hopefully, be taking the motor and trans out, but today it's going to be a several part video probably. So today I am going to sit here and go through and label all my wiring on the harness and stuff, so I know exactly where, whenever I put it back together, I know where all the wiring goes. And at the same time, I will actually be taking and removing some of the stuff out of the engine bay, trying to relocate the ECU in the fuse box to inside the car. Hopefully I'm going to take the heater blower out, take all the heater lines off the motor so it's all cleaned up. I might try to put the ECU and fuse box where the heater blower is, behind the dash, to hide it, to kind of help clean up the car, give it a little bit of a show quality inside the engine bay. I am going to be shaving the engine bay as well, so that means I'm going to be filling in holes or taking off brackets and stuff that I don't need in the engine bay. And hopefully I can do that without having to cut it, because there's a few things I won't have to cut. But we will have to see how that goes. And other way, this shouldn't be too hard. But first things first, I do have to cut off the fuel and remove the fuel, the relay for the fuel pump, so I can try to start the car, get all the fuel out of the line, so I can take off my manifold and everything, so I can get the motor ready, also to be ready to be pulled, and make it quicker for Saturday when it comes around. We can just pull the motor straight out. But to know what to do for that, just gonna come in here. I do have it labeled because I pull the fuel pump so much, or have to do this so many times. Pull the fuel pump relay. I do have to come back here, and with my handy dandy power on and off for the battery, I'm gonna sit here. My fans are all on already. Running out of fuel. Could sit here and do this about 3 or 4 times, and then you'll know it's out of fuel. Then you can take off the fuel line without having any pressure or fuel come spraying out at you. Now I do have my first part for this setup in the car from On3 Performance. It's a twin turbo intercooler, and the reason I already have that is because that one was actually being discontinued, and that was the one I needed for the setup I plan to do for this, because the way the intercooler setup is, it's got two the inlet pipes are 2.5 that come out from the sides both ways by the turn signals on the car, and the outlet actually comes straight up. So what that means is, what I'm going to be doing is having the pipe go from here, come through here, remove this hinge, and it's going to go straight down through this little hole, and I got to cut out parts to make it fit correctly, and the intercooler is going to be down in there. And probably going to try to have the turbos somewhere in these areas just to make it easier. And I'm debating on doing custom headers or trying to reuse the shorty headers that I have. I will have to see how that's going to work with when the motor's out of the car. Hopefully it shouldn't be too hard, but I'm going to do a time lapse of labeling everything. And the way to make this easier, all you need is tape and stuff. You're gonna need some tape. There is a Sharpie right here. You're gonna need a Sharpie, and that's just to label all the wires and everything. But when you start taking stuff off, it helps to have little Ziploc baggies with a Sharpie, so you can label where all the bolts and stuff came from and throw them all in a box so they're not lost or anything. So whenever you're ready to put the motor back together or put it back in the car, you have all of the bolts and everything labeled to know exactly which one goes where, instead of trying to scaffold through a thing of bolts and nuts. But Now I'm going to do a time lapse of labing all this to get it out of the way. It might take me a bit, might not completely sure yet, but we will see. So let's get this on the road. Well, boys and girls, my GoPro did die on me during the time lapse, so that got put on the charger. It's hot. I got all the wiring disconnected. I got the radiator out, I got the fan out, I got all the coolant drained, or most of it. I got the oil drained, I got the transmission drained. So now hopefully Saturday this will be a quick and easy hook up, chain up, connect the exhaust, disconnect the drive shaft, and hopefully come straight out. Make it quick and easy for that day. But it's hot, so I'm done for the day. I'm gonna go rest before work. So I'll see you guys Saturday for another part of the video. So hopefully it'll be a good one. Peace.